Giving and receiving are integral parts of living. However, for most of us, we can get way out of balance with how we give and receive. As we discover that what we give or receive does not really belong to a me, the floodgates open and there is living abundance. Welcome to Letting Go and the Greatest Secret, where we explore the end of your suffering and the beginning of lasting happiness. I'm Hale Dwoskin. Normally, a featured guest joins me for a conversation to share insights into living a life of deep joy and unshakable peace. Every now and then, it's just you and me, and today is one of those episodes. If you think about it, there's often a tremendous amount of tension around giving and receiving. When we give, it's usually with strings. We're giving to get approval, to get control, to get more from the other person. We're giving to create a sense of obligation. We're giving just because we think we should or we have to. And all these ways of giving really aren't giving at all. They're actually giving with strings. And one of the ways to dissolve that is to allow yourself, as best you can, to give without wanting anything back in return. Now that, at first, may be a stretch. We think that it is more of a barter, even when we think we're giving because we don't want anything back in return, like even to a charity. We want that tax deduction. So the more you can allow yourself to give without wanting anything back in return, the more you'll find yourself giving more from the heart, letting go more. And as you do that, something really opens up inside. Another important thing that happens that keeps us out of balance with giving is we give to our own detriment. In other words, we'll give even if we can't afford it. We'll give even if we don't want to. And so it's also really helpful to make sure that the giving is mutual and the giving isn't at your expense. If it's at your expense, it's not really true giving. And it doesn't really produce the results you want it to. And again, remember, if you're giving to produce a result, that's already a string, or it could be a rope or a chain. And the same thing is true about receiving. Often when we receive, we're receiving a little bit and pushing away at the same time. We're not really fully opening to the abundance and the possibility there is in allowing others to give to us. Now, I know that seems weird. Why is it good to allow others to give to us? Well, obviously, there's whatever you can get. But there's much more to it than that. When you allow others to give to you, what happens is it actually benefits them. Now, I'm not just saying that because it sounds convenient, but Lester used to say, or actually, I think it's even in the Bible, but he used to amplify, the giver is truly blessed because it feels so good to give. And that's, by the way, one of the other reasons we give is because we want to feel good. But when we don't allow others to give to us, we're denying them the ability to have that good feeling. We're denying them the ability to get out of themselves. When you truly give without wanting anything back in return, you get out of your self-centeredness, and you're at least aware temporarily that there are apparent others. But that's only the beginning. The other thing that happens as you just open to receiving without feeling obligated, you can open more and more to truly receiving. And that, both giving without wanting anything back in return and receiving without feeling obligated, opens you to abundance. And there's a deeper level even than that. No, actually, I should stay there for a second. When you give without wanting anything back in return, and you receive openly without feeling obligated or that you need to be guarded, then it opens the flow of energy, both in and out. And all systems, all living systems, require energy flowing in and out. Your body would not survive without the energy that it brings in and the energy that it gives out. Yet what a lot of us do is we try to hoard what we're given and also don't want to give it away. And that blocks the flow of energy. But it's not a personal thing either. If you see it more as energy flowing in or out, you can see that allowing the energy to flow just makes sense. And another thing that really helps and is really liberating is to recognize, as best you can, again, at first you may just have to take this for checking, but be open at least to the possibility that both what is being given and what is being received doesn't belong to you. What if it's all just the universal energy flowing, belonging to no one? Just entertaining that, at least as a possibility, opens things up tremendously within you and around you. And even more than that, without that sense of ownership or that it's all about you, the joy is unlimited. The possibilities are unlimited. And so is the abundance. So be open at least to the possibility that you don't truly own anything, because there isn't a you that's separate from that one energy that's flowing through and around and as everyone and everything. And as you open to that, it can be quite miraculous, because at a certain point, it's no longer you opening to it. It's just the openness of that one energy, the abundance of that one energy that all is. And the sense of you, as it dissolves, reveals everything. It is empty fullness. It is true abundance. It is boundlessness. And it is what is absolutely natural. So let's do a release on giving and receiving. So could you just simply pause or stop and notice what is? And or just simply be and be and be. And could you open at least to the possibility that this, whatever is apparently happening, is already wholeness, is already abundance, is already boundlessness, is already freedom. And then allow yourself to focus on either giving or receiving, feel into your experience and see if either one feels cut off. And could you just simply welcome or allow whatever that brings up inside of you? Could you just let it be here? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then could you welcome as well any wanting to do anything with or about either the lack of openness on the end of giving or the lack of openness on the end of receiving? Could you just welcome that, the desire to fix it or change it or control it? Could you allow that? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then could you welcome any sense of a personal center, any sense of I, me, or mine? By the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. This is just an exploration. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of it. It's not something you can get rid of. But could you just welcome or allow it or be present with it? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then if there's still any holding on or holding back around giving or receiving, could you just simply allow it? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let that go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you be open to the abundance that is the natural flow? Could you be open at least to the possibility that this one boundless energy that all is doesn't belong to you? It doesn't belong to anyone. It's just what's apparently happening. Even just being open to that is very relaxing, is opening, and will actually also help with giving and receiving. And then again, allow yourself to see if there's any place where you feel blocked about giving or receiving. And whatever comes to mind, is it welcomed? Is it allowed? Could you just be present with it? Is it what's apparently happening? And check to see if there's any wanting to fix it or change it or control it or understand it or do anything with or about it. We're constantly tinkering with our experience because we don't know anything else. We think we need to. So could you just simply welcome that? Allow it. Be present with it. Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then could you welcome as well? And could you welcome as well any sense of the personal, any sense of ownership that any of this is happening to you? Is that allowed or welcomed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then check to see if there's any remaining holding on or holding back or contraction around giving or receiving. And if there is, could you just welcome or allow it? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you be open, at least to the possibility that there is just one energy appearing as you and me and things and experiences, and that one energy is already boundless. It already is pure abundance, and it doesn't need you for that. It includes the appearance of you, but it doesn't need you in order to be. And could you, as best you can, sense how that energy, because it is boundlessness, is never held back or blocked or limited. It is already free, already freedom. Could you be open at least to the possibility that that is already what's apparently happening? And then again, could you allow yourself to focus on any holdback that you believe you have around giving or receiving? Could you just let it be here? Allow it. Be present with it. Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And could you welcome as well any wanting to do anything with or about it, including push it away or hold it close? Could you welcome any sense of wanting to control it? And then could you welcome as well any sense of I, me, or mine? Could you just allow it, be present with it? Is it welcomed? Is it what's apparently happening? And then if there's any holding on or holding back or contraction left around giving or receiving, could you just welcome or allow it? And then as best you can, just for now, could you let it go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then notice that boundless energy that is already, that includes giving and receiving, having or not having, being, doing, all that appears And what if that, because it is boundless, is already pure abundance, is already what's natural, is already free or freedom? And again, just be open to this, at least as a possibility. Just being open to it as a possibility feels wonderful. And that's enough. Allowing yourself to be open to this possibility helps just clear the runway and open things. And it's enough. So I highly encourage you to watch or listen to this again, maybe a few times. And also remember, do your best to give without wanting anything back in return, and receive without feeling bound up or obligated. Just do your best to allow energy to flow in and out of that body-mind mechanism with ease and grace and naturalness. Thanks for listening or watching. I hope you enjoyed our time together. We'll do special ones like this every now and then. And of course, we'll be having plenty of featured guests to share their wisdom and insights with you. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe so you have immediate access to future episodes. Please give us a 5-star rating and share it with the people you care about. These episodes are dedicated to sharing the eternal teachings from the greatest secret and the power of letting go. If you'd like to learn more about my work, my mentors, Lester Levinson's work, and the Sedona method, please visit www.sedona.com. As you explore our site, you'll learn the key to lasting happiness, peace, success, and emotional well-being. We have books, courses, events, and plenty of free material to explore. Again, go to sedona.com. That's sedona.com. Thank you for being here, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Letting Go and the Greatest Secret.